Hi, welcome to my refuge. So glad you're here, grateful. This is the introduction to Foundation Step 3. So, a quick overview of some key points. Very important foundation step for myself because this is where I started holding and learning to be with unpleasant thoughts, emotions, sensations, and being able to work through that and find times of peace, calm, and enjoyment, even in the middle of some heightened stress. So, some of the things that are very important to just think about is, first of all, the window of tolerance, who's was brought up by Dan Siegel, and this is just a good visual roadmap on how we handle and hold things in our life, stress and life's challenges. And so this window will be explained in the next section, the very first section, entering that, and the power of being presence and learning what takes us out of our window, which this window of tolerance is considered where we can hold our emotions and live life the fullest without having our stress and life challenges take us out of a good place in life, emotionally and spiritually. And so it's a very powerful concept to understand this window of tolerance. And I just reframed this window of tolerance because after I started recognizing things that would pull me out, I started seeing through a window of clarity. I started seeing life through these eyes, these ojos, with better clarity. And that's which leads to the main practice, which is open awareness with this pendulating. And that will be explained later. The other thing is we realize that our brain's ever evolving and changing. And so I discussed neuroplasticity and how life events, either traumatic or enjoyable and powerful, are able to reshape new neural pathways in our mind. And this is another great insight. Then we'll get into some introception and exteroception and learning about our triggers. And all this just combines in learning how the mind and body react in real life and what pulls us out of this window of clarity or window of tolerance in moments. And then the main practice is, like I stated earlier, open awareness with pendulating. And pendulating stems off what we talked about in Foundation Step 2 when we dealt with the body scan and pain, is the more we pendulate, swing into intrusive thoughts, body emotions, and then come back to our anchors or resource and go back and forth and forth. And the longer we sit with things before we come back, the more we start expanding our window, this window of tolerance, into our window of clarity, to be able to just hold things more in life. And little things might not annoy us or irritate us as much as they did before. That being said, we also start learning about some standing mindful yoga, which is really enjoyable. And these are really so reminder about this Foundation Step 3 is that these sections in here are giving us insight into our body's signals, giving us resources to work with unpleasant, recognize pleasant, both with the mind and body, which can lead into creating these moments, I call, where things that are stressful or situations that are stressful, we can go into those situations and hopefully come out with a sense of, that was kind of cool and I had fun, or that was enjoyable, or that was towards my purpose today, my intention. So enjoy this one. This is a very important foundation step for myself. And so I hope you get a lot of insight. So I will leave you with a reflection question. And gently bring your awareness to a focal point in your visual field, or lowering your gaze and closing your eyes. And connecting with an anchor of your choice. The posture, breath, body, sound. And letting this awareness expand and open up. Reflecting. Wait, what takes me out of being centered? How does my body feel when I'm out of my window and I sense some anger or irritability or stress? How does my body feel? Where do I sense that in my body? Maybe just bringing a breath into that part of the body. And maybe setting an intention or intentions for this foundation step 3 module. And when you're ready, gently opening up your eyes, orienting yourself back to the room. And maybe a suggestion is to journal your intentions. And maybe journal a little bit of what came up. So glad you're here. Appreciate you. Be cool to yourself.